Welcome to Greenprint Training Graphical Tools Part 4, Rectangle and Polygon Queries. These queries allow us to query for items within a defined area. Graphical querying tools illustrate how to locate an item of interest and how to access information about that item from the available data sets through point, click, and draw actions. We'll start with a standard rectangle query. To make the results simple and clear, we're going to turn off a few layers, such as the watershed layer, and down at the bottom, the parcel layer, and the shaded relief. Come back up to the top, and we do want to turn on the municipalities layer, land status conservation easements, open space by type. We'll keep water features on and add wetlands. Okay, we're going to use the bookmark to zoom to a community, and I've picked Pepper Pike. Once here, you want to position the intersection of Mayfield Heights, Gates Mills, and Pepper Pike in about the middle of the viewer. And make sure that you are zoomed in enough so that the wetland features, these brownish gray spots, show up. Okay. Navigate to the Query tab, and we will select Rectangle. Now, as in with the other tools, in order to be able to see the rectangle that we're going to draw, we have to actually put a small buffer on it and draw it to the writing layer. So select Enable Buffering, select a distance of about 5 feet, and select Write to Drawing Layer, and then Continue. Now just click, hold, and drag to draw a rectangle over a number of items within the viewable area. Okay. Now we want to disable the query tool, so close this yellow banner, and that will allow us to move around the viewer without drawing more rectangles for querying. Notice the left-hand panel. It shows us the total number of results we have found in the number of results in each of the different categories or layers that we had turned on when we conducted the query. Notice that we have a wetland layer for Cuyahoga soil and water, as well as for the national inventory. We're going to focus on the Cuyahoga one, and we'll note the number of records that were identified within the rectangle we drew. I'm expanding that layer. Again, we'll notice that there, for this example, there's a total of 52 records, and they're being displayed on 2 pages, and we're currently looking at page 1 of those 2. You'll also notice that the wetlands changed to be outlined in yellow so that we can see them. Now notice as I hover over, look to the far right, to the top, as I hover over a record, that record changes from yellow to blue, which helps us identify the location of that record. I will select this one just by clicking on it. Notice that it zoomed in to that particular record and gave me a bit of additional, more detailed information about that wetland on this left-hand panel. To understand where that's located, I'm going to zoom out using the roller ball. That wetland will still say highlighted, and now I can see its location within the querying rectangle that we drew. To move back, I'm going to close the record for that particular wetland. That takes us back to the Cuyahoga wetlands. Hit the left arrow, and that takes us back to the query results for all of the records that we had queried on. Let's just take a look at open space by type. So I'll select that set of records, and again it brings up all of the different open spaces that are in or touched by the rectangle that we drew. And again, as I hover over each one of these, it will change from yellow to blue. Now, the Polygon query functions in a similar manner, yet it allows us to draw a specific, customized shape for our query. So let's do another example. But first, we have to clear all of the results from this rectangle area. So we want to go to the Buffer Options tab down here, and we're going to clear and delete that tab. We are going to delete the Results tab. We have to go back to the main Results tab and delete that. Then we want to actually clear what we drew. So we have to go to the Measurement and Markup tab, click Edit, and Clear all. Okay. Okay. So suppose that there's a study regarding the county airport, and we're interested in vacant land, EPA sites, wetlands, and other parcels within a quarter mile of that airport. We'll use the Polygon query to outline the airport using a quarter-mile buffer. So let's use the bookmark and go to Richmond Heights. Okay. And let's keep on the municipalities layer. Let's change land status from conservation easements to probable vacant lot. Let's also turn on the EPA Enviro Atlas layer, leave on open space by type, wetlands, but let's also put on the parcel layer. Now, in order to see the airport, we actually need to turn on the most recent aerial photography layer and zoom in a bit so that we can actually see the airport. What we're going to do now, go to the Identify and Query tab, this time select Polygon. You have to disable in order to re-enable the buffering. And let's put a 1/4 mile buffer. It's important to use the 0.25, and this time we will select miles, keep right to drawing layer, and then continue. And what I'm going to do is by clicking and drawing, I'm going to essentially outline the shape of the airport. And double click. Now I'm going to deactivate the tool so that I'll stop drawing. And we can see that I essentially drew a polygon around the airport, and the computer added a 1/4 mile buffer to that. So now I can see the different results that we have: probable vacant lot, municipalities, wetlands. Let's take a look at the probable vacant lot. Again, this is showing me that there are 43 probable vacant lots within the query zone. And again, as I hover over them, they will change color. Let's look at other records. So I'll go back to the main menu. Let's look at the active RCRA record. RCRA stands for Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, and it's an Environmental Protection Agency designation. See now that we have these green triangles, with a yellow circle around them, and these show the location of any operation who had filed with the Environmental Protection Agency that in some way or another handled hazardous waste material. Let's go back to the main records. Now remember, you can use the context-sensitive button to switch to table view, and that will bring up the results in a spreadsheet type format, and from that you can then export these results to another file such as an Excel spreadsheet. And you can go back to looking at the list view to see results in a normal fashion. Okay, well, this ends our session on rectangle and polygon queries. So let's clear our results and graphics. Go to the buffer tab, clear that out, the results tab, clear that out, and again the measurement and markup tab to clear the results so that you can do another query or other operations in the Greenprint. Thank you for watching this Cuyahoga County Planning Commission Greenprint training video. For more information on the Greenprint or other tools and services, visit our website at www.countyplanning.us.